robust urban garlic flavor.
I'm a little shocked that these two notorious flakes, Wings of Redemption and Philip Paul Burnell, decided to join forces and unite as LOLcows to discuss how the internet is a thing or something. I don't know. Reminisce about the Gloria days. I haven't actually seen any part of this interview or whatever Phil is calling it. So let's dive into this and see how stupid this really will be, because I have a hunch that it's going to be pretty dumb.
Jordy, want to say hello?
Hello.
There he is. He's working now. Cool. Okay. So, everyone, welcome. He's here. After all the years of anticipation, all the build-up, all the hype, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jordy Jordan, better known as Wings of Redemption.
Years of anticipation? What are you talking about, Phil? It's funny. Wings has more energy than you, and he's not even trying.
On the internet, how are you today, sir?
I am doing well.
Great. Let me actually adjust your volume because you were a little loud there. That's my fault.
Okay.
Not your fault, my fault. And, cool. So, it's actually happening. People are going crazy. I'm sure the views are spiking. People are clipping this immediately. It's finally, the stars have aligned. The planets are like an adjustment here. Probably like meteors flying by. And, we're finally together in a piece of content, if you can believe it.
Oh my god, Phil is so awkward. He constantly rolls 0 on the charisma dice.
Let me just up front, I want to welcome you to the show, and I want to let you know you have my undivided attention. I don't have any pop-ups going on. There's no contributions. There's no leaderboard. It's just you and me having a conversation here today. I'm very appreciative of you giving me your time. And just to start off, I'm just curious, all right? And this is just a good way, I think, to break the ice. Why did you decide, out of all these years that people have asked us to do something together, that this would be the right time to do it? Like, why are you coming on today?
You asked me to. You asked me originally back in March of this year, and I wasn't in a good headspace. Like, I was... Well, let's go and talk about that. We had Fat Camp. We had Fat Camp that happened, and, like, there was this incident where, like, I knocked my wife over onto a table while I was upset at Keemstar.
Yeah, I would agree with Wings here, to put it lightly, that would not be a good headspace to collab with anybody.
And whatever it is, whatever people say aside, what ended up happening, right? I thought a 6'5", dude was holding me back, and I used a level of force I shouldn't have used because I thought it was going to be like a 250-pound man. And it wasn't. It was my wife.
Dude, you're on DSP stream. You just have to talk about video games and say he's not an e-beggar. That's all you have to do. You don't have to address any of this. He didn't even prompt you to say anything about it. So bringing this up is just really stupid. Just put it behind you and move forward.
And I regret that to this day, right? Like, I never wanted to do that and that kind of stuff.
Well, I would hope that would be the case, that you do regret it, because body slamming your wife on the table is not a very robust decision. So I guess we all know why Wings wanted to be on DSP's stupid podcast now. He wanted to give himself some good PR, and he thought, hey, Phil is not going to be challenging me on anything because Phil's an idiot.
But there was this whole creeping dread and I was just in a bad headspace. For a long time. I went through a period of like 2 months of depression. I put on 40 pounds of weight, and all I did was like just sleep and just, do what I had to do to make sure the light bill, because the light company don't take hugs, right?
Okay, so Wings was depressed and he gained weight. That really isn't anything different from anything else Wings has done on the internet. Let's be real.
That's correct.
And that was basically my whole life for a while. And like, you looked at that as me like, oh, blowing you off because I don't need you at that point. And then I went back to Lolcow, which I didn't want to go back to Lolcow. I did it because, one, everybody wanted me to do it.
Yeah, because on your own streams you are boring, Wings. Really boring.
Two, a guy that I respected asked me to do it, which is Tommy. Which, I respect Keemstar as well. Don't get me wrong. I don't not respect Keemstar, but like, Tommy's always been a straight shooter. He's always been a true friend that had no like stipulations or no like aspirations of like my time or my personal gain or anything like that. So he asked me to do it. So like, all right, I'll give it another shot, which I quit. I've already quit again,
You can tell Phil doesn't care about any of this. He just wants to go to the point where he can talk about whatever he wants to talk about.
Like,
just recently, right? It was just like 2-3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. I just wasn't happy with it. It's mentally. To me, I have authority issues, and I hate having a boss. I'd rather make less money without a boss than go and have somebody tell me to clean the toilet. I've never been me.
Keemstar is a huge micromanager, so I don't blame you about not wanting to work with him.
Well, let me ask you this. Was anything holding you back from doing anything with me while you were with Lolcow? Like, officially, did Keem or anyone on the show be like, don't do anything with Phil because we want to maybe get him on the show and we can use that as an angle to get him on the show? Or it just never really happened because of the headspace you were in? I'm curious because from my perspective, I always got to wonder. Like, I know that Keem has always wanted me on the show in various capacities, and I was always wondering if that was a factor.
No. First off, like, I'm not that kind of person. Like, if you tell me to do something, I'm gonna tell you. I know this. I don't know if it's PG-13 here. I'm just like, that's who I am as a person.
Say whatever you want. It's all good.
you never tell me to do something. You ask me to do something. If you ask me to clean the toilet, I'm 95% of the time I'll clean the toilet. But if you go, you better go clean that toilet, or you better get out of here, boy. I'll show you how to leave the place.
The thing is, Keemstar probably didn't want Phil on the show proper because he's boring. What he probably wanted was to bait Phil, get him to react to something Lolcow said, and roast Phil from a clip that somebody made of him because it's just easier that way, and Phil is notoriously difficult to work with.
All right, so now you're not on Lolcow anymore for a few weeks. You're trying to do your own thing. I know for a fact, you're really grinding away at Battlefield 6 recently on your streams, and you're trying to make it, work again, which I understand. When you're putting all your effort or a lot of your effort into this Lolcow thing for so long, and now you're trying to get back into the grind of doing your own content, it's tough, especially when you're trying to regain that audience. There's a new game out. You're trying to get them to watch a new game instead of just the usual Call of Duty stuff.
Battlefield's a travesty.
Well,
I know you've probably experienced it as well.
Here's the thing, and first piece of advice that I have for you that I hope will help you, okay? Because this is what happened to me.
Oh my god, Phil's giving advice. Everybody run for the hills quickly.
What I've realized in the last year is that people want an experience on stream with me where two things. Either number one, I'm like in my zone. So if I'm playing like a fighting game and I'm kicking ass, right? They love that. They want to see me really do what I'm good at and do well in it. Or on the flip side of that, if I'm doing what I'm usually good at and I'm sucking at it, that's equally entertaining. Okay. But the other aspect is they want to interact with me. They want to have a stream where they're hanging out with me and they're having a conversation as well as gameplay.
It only took him a decade as a streamer to figure this out.
And I've just recently, certain games that I've been playing, like I'm playing the new Pokemon game, which everyone is panning and saying this game sucks. But I'm turning it into a social experience with my audience where we're hanging out, we're having fun conversations. They can name the Pokemon that I catch and stuff like that. They love it. They absolutely love it. This game that otherwise everyone says is boring and bad, people love it because it's this social stream that I'm doing.
Watch some of the Pokemon vids on my channel. On his second stream, he had to beg relentlessly the last hour to hit the goal.
And what I think is happening with you in Battlefield, which is exactly what's happening when I tried to play, is the game is non-stop 100% action. At every moment you have to be like completely aware of what's going on around you because you're getting hit from 7 zillion directions as people are spawning on each other, and it's just so intense that you can't really then turn to your chat and be like, hey, what's going on, and have a conversation. You're already dead. You don't even have a chance to breathe. Zero. And with Battlefield, it's squad based. Unlike Call of Duty, where you can run out there and kind of be solo, be like a hot dog, and you're getting kill streaks and you're doing your thing. In Battlefield, it's 100% based on that teamwork. You need to have the support guy who's reviving you, the engineer who's going to take out the tanks and the equipment. Without that teamwork, you can't succeed. The problem is when you're in a team and you're constantly communicating with your teammates, again, you're not talking to your chat. You're not reading your chat. You're not paying attention to the chat. So when I tried to play Battlefield, 2 streams in, people were already saying, this game's boring as dirt. Why are you playing it? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like full of action. How could you say it's boring? They're like, yeah, but you're ignoring us. I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah, because you're not doing any Lolcow things if you're not ranting and raving about the game. They kind of want your attention because they know if they do, you'll eventually say something stupid.
I think that's the point, is for guys like us who've been around for a very long time, People aren't tuning into a Wing stream or a DSP stream to see us be like, oh my God, they're in their prime and now they're going to kick. They're there to just have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. They know you suck at games. They are there to see you make a fool of yourself.
They know who we are. They've seen our content for years and years, right? They just want to have a social experience with us, hang out. Yeah, the gameplay also, but they also want to have a good time with us. The people who are going to benefit from that high-end gameplay are the sweats, the new blood, the people who are like trying to be in the esports and they're grinding it out to be on a team. And they're the ones who people tune in. Oh, I want to see this guy's new strategy, this new thing he figured out with a build. And I want, you know.
I can't tell who's more bored of Phil's rambling, Wings or myself.
They're not coming to old guys like us for that. For us, I think we excel at having a social experience.
Sorry,
and you can't have that. Go for it.
Question for you. When you play Street Fighter, right? Because you're known as a former Street Fighter pro, do you not have the expectation that you feel like your chat has to be met when you're playing?
No, hold on. Are you saying an expectation of me performing in the game or an expectation of interacting with the chat?
Performing in the game. Like they expect you to at least win 70% of your matches.
To be truthful, Wings, I don't think so. Because the thing is,
his audience isn't here to see him play games well. His audience is here to have him beg to them for money. Everything else is entirely secondary.
I haven't presented myself as a competitive player in a very long time. Maybe early on when I started on YouTube back in the day, and I was like, I'm a pro player, I'm good at Super Turbo, now I'm going to play Street Fighter 4 and I'm going to kick everyone. That was kind of my attitude back then.
That still kind of is your attitude. The problem you have is you can't back it up anymore. So you're just stuck here complaining about lag and things like that.
But
I don't know how old you are, but like how old were you when you started YouTube?
26, 27.
Yeah, because I was 24 when I started. So like it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I had that same moniker. Like when I first started YouTube, I wanted to be known as the best in the world, right? Like I wanted to be that guy on Call of Duty. And like as I've gotten older, I realized it ain't happening and it's never going to happen. And you know, people say, oh, your Twitch reflexes go first. No, that's not true. I still have fighter jet reflex. I have 175 millisecond response time.
Which nobody really cares about Wings being good at games anymore. Let's be real. They're there because he's a Lolcow and they're there to troll him.
On like my hand-eye coordination. That's fighter jet pilot reflexes. Probably as my eyesight's going. Like even with glasses, like I just can't see because way far out and I have to use more zoom scopes. But like, yeah, I feel you 100% what you're talking about. Like I have to interact more and Battlefield just doesn't do it.
Yeah, Wings finally realized that making his streams as boring as possible and whining all the time are not good ways to get money. It may deter some of the trolls, but doesn't make the rest of your audience happy.
Right.
And I think I've seen it across the board. Like Dr. Disrespect, I don't know if we can use his name, but he's a big guy like in the streaming scene, and he used to pull 25,000 viewers. I looked at him the other day. He's got 11,000 viewers, which is a 10,000 viewer drop off for Battlefield.
That may also be because of other things, Wings.
Like Battlefield 6 is just a travesty to stream. It's so you can't ever take your eyes off of it. As soon as you take your eyes off of it, is bang. There's like 3 seconds between games. You can't even go take a.
For guys like you and me, it's all casual. We have no aspirations. I have no aspirations to go to the nationals for Street Fighter and win. You have no aspirations to join an esports team and fly across the world and play in a tournament. You know what I'm saying?
I've done it before. It's not fun.
Like, dude, I know. I lived the life for a decade. I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
I didn't live it a decade. I lived it for like 2.5 months. You know, have you ever had to scrim for 8 hours? Like just play Call of Duty at the highest level for free for 8 hours? I'm like, this. I could go make YouTube videos and make more money in doing this.
So with us not having those aspirations to do the big stuff, we've got to find a way to make it entertaining for the audience.
Which Phil absolutely never does.
And after doing it for like a month, no one cared. The views were down. The income was down. I was like, why?
Wow, I don't even have to tell you what game it was because that is what happens with every game Phil plays.
I think when Call of Duty comes out, that's where you excel. Right? Like that's your game. Even though I know you say you hate it, I think you have to admit you're so good at it that when you play it, you can get into that zone and you can get those kill streaks. You know what I mean?
Weren't you in the Lummox video the other day saying that my hand-eye coordination's gone and I'm fat and I got cloudy brain?
That sounds about right for Phil. And Phil's not even going to respond to it. He's just going to brush it off. I assure you of that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say cloudy brain. I don't even know if I said your hand-eye coordination is gone.
You're talking about boxing.
Oh, boxing. Well, boxing's a whole different thing. But it has nothing to do with that either. We're talking about like a fight between you and me is what the discussion was. Is that
Phil would do better than Boogie, but he'd still lose. And that's not saying much because Boogie couldn't even get a punch in.
Okay, let's get into this discussion because this is something I want to talk about for sure. All right, Jordy, you get baited so bad.
You know, I would like Wings to say, hey, Phil, you get the exact same treatment and you respond the exact same way and see how Phil reacts to that.
All the time by everyone around you. And I don't think you realize how bad it is. Or maybe you do and that you're rolling with it. I don't know.
I'd go to this far. I think you're watching highlights.
Oh, of course. I'm not watching the whole raw stream.
Yeah, I stream like 4 hours a day usually. So it's like that's 30 hours a week where people clip like a 30-second section of my stream and they just put them all together.
And unlike Phil, where people just post 30 to 40 minutes of him rambling nonstop, what the Wings clippers do is they add 20 to 30-second snippets and they just stack it on top of each other. So there's kind of a hard to build a narrative there. It's just Wings being boring.
And that's exactly what they do to me. And then they act like that was the whole stream.
It's not the stream in its entirety, but it is the whole point of the stream. The rest of your stream is filler, to be honest.
Right? And it's bull. It's not, you know, because there was one asshole in my chat who I lashed out at because they were being an asshole. Doesn't mean that's what I do all day.
He only does that about once every 15 to 30 minutes because he can't ignore them.
But that's how they portray me, and they do exactly the same thing to you. Okay? But the point I'm making here is, I'm not saying it happens constantly. What I'm saying is, people will say something to you, and you take that bait and you run with it. Like, for example, people asking you about fighting me, right? Like, you're going to fight DSP. Would you beat DSP in a fight? Why would you even entertain that? Because you know no matter how you respond, that's going to be clipped. That's going to be thrown on the internet as a negative.
Because in the grand scheme of things, it's harmless. If anything, it probably gets Wings some attention. The only person who sees it as a negative is you because everybody else is just laughing at Wings or you.
They're going to send it to me. They're going to say, see what he said about you? And they're going to try to get drama stirred up. And
well, publicity, all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, you can see it. Phil cannot handle any type of pushback, so he doesn't understand why Wings isn't just constantly agreeing with him.
Well, yes and no. Like, I'll agree to that to some extent. But, like, for example, let's talk about the whole fight thing between you and me. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 5'10". No, excuse me. I'm 5'11". You're 6'4".
6 foot. 6'1". No.
You're 6'1"? I thought you were 6'4".
6 foot even. 6 foot even.
So you're 6 foot even, and I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
So we're about the same height. You weigh way more than me.
430.
Wow. So I just weighed myself a couple weeks ago, and I was 188. All right, and that's my new weight. That's because I've been losing weight, and I'm working out and everything.
What was the heaviest you ever got to?
Around like 245.
You know what's weird? He says he's losing weight, but you can see it's not going away anywhere in his boob area. I know stomach fat is just troublesome. I didn't know about boob area too.
Was about my heaviest. And I don't know, dude, I have no clue how you do it, because when I was at 245, I was like, I'm miserable. I couldn't exist.
Yeah, if you're overweight and got a lot of stomach fat, try jump roping. See how fun that is.
Miserable. Like, and I know 245 is not bad. 245 is actually my dream weight. Like, I'd be happy with 330 right now. If I was 330, I'd be able to beat the world.
Yeah, for anybody whose goal is to lose weight, if your goal is like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds and you've only lost 5, you still lost 5 pounds. That's 20 pounds less off your knees. So even a little bit of improvement is still an improvement. So don't lose hope and just keep churning at it.
But like, Toby, it's so miserable.
No, and just for me, my knees. There was one day I was 245. This is when I had my office job. Okay, I opened the car door in the parking lot. I put my leg down. I go to stand up. My knee pops, and all the tendons in my leg shooting pain. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just standing up.
Yeah, because if you're over sedentary, that has a negative impact on your body.
All the time? And, you know, I don't know how you do it. You must have incredible amount of, like, pain resistance. Maybe you phase it out in your mind. You know how you can do that? You just don't think about it and it goes away.
No, he's either on medication for the pain or he's coping by eating, which only exacerbates the problem.
Because I would never be able to do that.
Say you lift weights, right? You lift weights.
Yeah.
You ever picked 100 pounds up?
Oh, of course I have.
Yeah. Could you do 2?
Could I do 2? Yeah, but not for more than like 1 or 2 reps. That'd be it.
So like my life is picking 2 of those up every time I stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fathom what it would be like being over 400 pounds because I've been nowhere close to that.
Jesus.
Every time I stand up, every time I want to go for a walk, every time I want to fight somebody, I'm carrying 200 extra pounds around.
My God.
It is just it destroys your body. And I'll talk to my wife all the time. My wife's like, "Let's go for a walk." I'm like, "Dog, really? You want to go for a walk?" Like for her, a walk is something that's gentle and like nice, and we look at birds.
It's relaxing.
To me, it's a grueling uphill battle where I'm just dying. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that's the problem because the longer you avoid it, the worse it will get. Maybe just try walking for 2 minutes instead of 20 minutes and just slowly build up your stamina, because if you do that, some of the weight will fall off, Wings. Alright, thank you for watching this video of Wings and Phil. I will have more of this if I find the rest of the interview interesting. This is Robust turning off the station. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.
I think you're seeing a small change.